What's happening, y'all? Just decided to come on here to do a little special edition Cal Raleigh post home run derby podcast because I had to give a shout out to my boy. He just absolutely dominated in the derby yesterday. I think he put up 19, then 17, and then 18, or maybe it was those numbers varied. I can't remember the exact order, but my boy cooked. All right, and just to get this out of the way real quick, Brent Rooker, who was a huge baby after losing to Cal Raleigh in the tiebreaker, was let me pull up the quote for you exactly, because I mean, talk about talk about being a sore loser. Good God, I mean, you're there. Go out with some dignity, man. You lost the tiebreaker to the guy that has 38 home runs and is doing things we've never even seen before. So I here let's just pull up the quote here from Brent. Ah, yes, here we are. Brent Rooker on missing the cut in the home run derby because of a decimal tiebreaker. You know, maybe if they have it to the decimal point, they should display that during the derby and not wait till everyone's done to bring out that information that might be helpful. You need to get over yourself, man. You lost, dude. You lost to the guy leading the league in home runs and damn near broke Barry Bonds' halfway point record. Relax. You'll probably be in another home run derby. I don't know what else to say other than it was a little it made me laugh. We'll go there. Um, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Cal Raleigh doing Cal Raleigh things, and then having his brother behind the plate and his dad pitching to him. I mean, talk about a wholesome moment as a baseball fan, and I'm sure baseball casuals. I have a friend of mine who's a Phillies fan. She was just very touched by the father son dynamic that the three of them had going on, and it was just a cool thing to see. It was a really cool thing to watch, and it was cool hearing that because I mean that got me thinking, yeah, hell yeah, Cal's being put on notice. People around the league are starting to notice him because, I mean, let's be honest. It's pretty hard for Mariners players to be put on the map, given the fact that, I mean, we've been irrelevant for damn near 3 decades. So yeah, I just Cal Raleigh, he's been absolutely phenomenal this season. I got some stats here. Just comparing him and Aaron Judge. We'll just go down the board here because those two are obviously the front runners for the American League MVP. Um, we got Cal Raleigh batting 259, Aaron Judge 355. Cal 38 home runs to Judge's 35. They're both about dead. Well, they are dead even in RBIs. Cal Raleigh 82, Aaron Judge 81. Um, but damn, Aaron Judge's on base percentage is actually insane. 462, 733 slugging, and a 1.195 OPS to Cal Raleigh's 1.010. I mean, I look at both these guys' numbers, and obviously Aaron Judge, exceeds Cal Raleigh in some categories, but I've got to take into the account of the ballparks that they play in. And I know this isn't new information to everyone, but the Yankees play on a borderline little league field. Okay, I play co-ed softball, barely competitive, right? I almost hit a home run over that fence and it's 300 feet. That's 15 feet shorter than the field the fucking Yankees play on. So basically, I could almost hit a softball out of that stadium. No shit, Aaron Judge can do what he's doing at Yankee Stadium. It's a fucking little league field. Whereas you go to the West Coast, play at T-Mobile Park, it it's a fucking pitcher's ballpark, man. Players that hit here don't really start to heat up until around this time. If you look at Julio in his past stretch, I mean, go look at the stretch he went on 2 summers ago when he was playing like a man possessed in the month of August. Like that's the Julio that I'm expecting to see in the second half. And you know, I hope Julio takes, you know, I hope he's not beating himself up too much because he's not having a terrible year. I think I think what Mariners fans just expect from Julio, given the contract, given the expectations when he was young up and comer, um, I just think I think this will be a good reset for Julio. It'll give him time to take a deep breath, reset, because Mariners fans, I think we just expect more results in the win category, and we want Julio to be the reason we're winning games. And right now, I mean, he's doing okay. Let's pull up Julio's stats. Let's pull up. Let's pull it up. All right. So yeah, let's see. Julio. Right now, Julio batting 252. Respectable. Pretty average as far as a good hitter is concerned in today's MLB. As sad as that is to say, because I mean I grew up watching Ichiro and all these guys hitting over 300, and but that's just simply not the way the game's played anymore. Julio 14 home runs, 50 RBIs. We're looking at close to 100 RBI season if he keeps on pace. So I mean, Julio is playing solid baseball. We just, I think if we're gonna get over that hump, unless we don't, I mean, assuming we don't add a bat, Julio and Cal, if we can get them as the 1-2 punch, maybe that David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez type production in the offense, we can go far. We can go far in these playoffs. And I truly believe that. I think the reset for Julio not going to the All-Star game, I think that'll be good for him. And I also wonder, I mean, you go on the internet, you don't really see a lot of positive feedback from M's fans as far as him making the All-Star team. So, I think maybe, who knows, maybe he recognized this isn't an All-Star caliber year from me. And maybe he knows he can do better. I'm not going to put words in the guy's mouth, but there's a long season. There's a lot of season left to go. And right now, if Julio can get that bat going, this team can be dangerous because if we have him and Cal in the lineup and pitchers are having to worry about both of those hot bats, oof, and we can get our pitching dialed in, man, I can sense a winning streak from this team. But anyway, first of all, we got the All-Star game going on today. I think the AL, I always pull for the AL. I grew up watching them dominate for literally 2 decades. Didn't see the NL win pretty much my entire childhood. So I've kind of always been an AL guy. Obviously, the Mariners uh, come from the American League, but we got Cal Raleigh batting cleanup today. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm predicting the AL wins per usual. That's usually my prediction every season. I know the NL has gotten a little bit more up to speed with the AL, maybe even surpassed them ever since implementing the DH, which I think it's a great move for baseball. I kind of borderline didn't really respect the NL compared to the AL because of the pitcher batting. Like objectively, the NL was worse because the AL had 15 more teams with a really good hitter on their team. And, well, in theory, I mean, the Mariners had dog shit DHs for a long time after Edgar left, after Edgar retired. But yeah, yeah, we'll have to see there. So, moving past the All-Star game, AL wins it. I'm gonna pull up the standings here for the American League, and in the wild card race. So obviously we got the Detroit Tigers in first, 59 and 38. No surprise there. I think they'll probably hold on to that position for the remainder of the year, unless I hate to say it, but unless the Houston Astros can get hot. I mean they've been hot all season. It makes me sick because I'm just wondering when that year is gonna come when we leapfrog them. Maybe it'll never come because the people at the top of this franchise, being that the Mariners, just don't prioritize winning. But that's another conversation. We won't go into that rabbit hole. AL wild card. Oh yeah. So division leaders: Tigers, Astros, Blue Jays. Blue Jays, they're kind of quietly having a really good year. And then the AL wild card, we got the Yankees. Obviously, they've really taken a slide over the past month. And then the Boston Red Sox, they've gone in the opposite direction. They've won 10 in a row, entering the All-Star break. And then, of course, you got the Mariners coming off a three-game sweep against the Tigers. Um, I believe I heard putting up more runs in a series since 2002, which is insane because we were really good in 2002 offensively. And I wouldn't have said that at the start of this year, but here we are. And then after the Mariners, we got the Rays, the Rangers, who have a losing record after that. So really, the AL is kind of, I don't want to say it's wide open, but because it's not, given the division leaders. But as far as who you have to compete against for the wild card, I mean, if it's only the 3 games above 500 Rays giving you some scares, and then I mean, I know you got a lot of teams hovering around 500. Let's just go down the list. You got the Rangers, the Angels, the Twins, the Royals, the Guardians, all within 3 games of 500. And then you've got the Orioles, Athletics, and White Sox down there at the bottom. I'm still shocked about the Orioles. The Orioles, I mean, talk about having a letdown season. I Side note, everyone should know this from my fantasy baseball season. I drafted Adley Rushman over Cal Raleigh. I was the first one to take a catcher. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so yeah, I deserve to lose because I didn't have faith in my boy, in my dump truck boy, the big dumper. So I gotta make my bed and lay in it. Um, but yeah, so little predictions for the end of the season. I'm gonna be just realistic here. I don't foresee the Mariners winning the division. I do think the Astros will still take it. I just think um, they're just. I know the Mariners are only what is it, 5 games back currently. Not impossible, but just the way the Astros have been playing, the way they've had their number, I'm just gonna need to see it before I believe it. It's almost like Josh Allen beating Patrick Mahomes. Like I want that to happen, but I'm gonna need to see it happen before I ever believe it will happen. And it's kind of the same deal with the Mariners and the Astros. Like I believe I want it so badly, but I just at the end of the day, do I really think it's gonna happen? No, not really, because I haven't seen it happen yet. So closest thing that we came to it was watching Robbie Ray give up a fucking 3-run home run to Yordan Alvarez 2 years ago in the playoffs, and then that was pretty much the end of the playoff run. So we'll see. I mean, I do think the Mariners will be relevant. I think they will make the wild card. Which wild card team they will be is still up in the air. I mean, the Red Sox, I just don't buy them. I mean, they got a good young core. They got Jaron Duran. I don't know. I think after trading Devers, taking them seriously as a playoff contender, I would be surprised if they made it. But then again, who do they have to compete with? You have the Rangers, the Rays, Angels, Twins. Like, I don't think so. The team that's kind of surprising me that's in the wild card hunt is the Kansas City Royals because they were really good last year. They have solid pitching, um, and then they have a good young team as well. So Yeah, they're certainly underperforming. They're kind of having a well, the Mariners are 6 games over 500, so we got to give the Mariners their flowers. They're in. If the playoffs started today, they would be in it. They would be granted. They'd be playing the Toronto Blue Jays, and I actually like that matchup because Cal Raleigh is the dump truck has been proven to be the father of the team up north, the Canadians, Toronto Blue Jays. See any series where we go to Canada. Um, yeah, but I'm confident the Mariners will steer the ship, keep it afloat. We're gonna have some hiccups here and there. I mean, Cal Raleigh has put this team on his back. I'm really hoping that some other guys can step up, which we have seen that over the past month. Luke Raley came back and he quite frankly was on fire. Um, Jorge Polanco, Randy Arozarena, who had like a stretch where he hit like 5 home runs in 3 games or whatever it was, is crazy. So I love seeing the production out of guys other than Cal. Um, I think after this podcast, it's clear I want that guy to be Julio. I think it has to be Julio. Um, if not Julio, maybe JP. But I just think if we can get all the bats going, clicking on all cylinders, uh, this things are going to be looking bright for this team. As far as the draft picks are concerned, let's just go down the board there. The MLB had the the rookie draft. I want to say what 2 days ago. So yeah, the Mariners took with their first pick in the MLB draft. They had the third overall pick, and I didn't realize. Shows you, I'm kind of getting more up to speed with the MLB draft and the way things work. But they basically have a lottery of the first 6 teams. It's randomized, and the teams that qualify for the lottery are all the teams that didn't make the playoffs in the previous season. Well, the Mariners didn't make the playoffs last year. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise because they got Cade Anderson, the dominant lefty out of LSU, who just performed lights out during the College World Series. And I mean, talk about a steal. Thank you, LA Angels, for not taking Cade Anderson because they went with Tyler Bremner, right-handed pitcher out of UC Santa Barbara. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit on here and pretend like I know a whole lot about all these college prospects. I don't. I tune in very casually to the College World Series. Granted, maybe that will change here in the upcoming years, given, I mean, the fact that we're doing this podcast right now. Probably need to know my stuff when I'm talking about the future up and comings. But really love this pick. I can't. I was quite frankly baffled that he fell to us. But what a way to start the draft. I mean, we already have a lot of things that are looking up as far as being a Mariners fan. We got Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, playing out of his mind, and then we go ahead and draft, in my opinion, the best pitching prospect in the draft at 103, and then with our second pick, we took catcher Luke Stevenson out of North Carolina. Or wait a minute. Yes, that is that is who we took. And then we took a pitcher. So we went pitcher, catcher, and then I thought we took a pitcher again. Hold on, let me pull that up because I don't want to be saying incorrect information. Mariners. I should have just pulled up their Instagram. That's the easiest way to find it. Yeah, we got Cade Anderson, Luke Stevenson, the catcher out of North Carolina. Then we got Nick Becker. He is a shortstop out of high school. God, the Mariners really like drafting those shortstops out of high school, let me tell you. Which I kind of like it too if we're getting guys like Cole Young, Colt Emerson. And then we got we yeah, we got one of the Miami Hurricanes pitchers, Griffin Huggis, right-handed pitcher. Don't know a whole lot about him, but I mean, if you're taking if you're taking anyone from the ACC or the SEC in baseball, I do like that. That is good news. So yeah, there's a lot of things to look forward to as a Mariners fan coming up. I still would like us to trade for a bat. I would personally, I mean, I know there's a lot of rumors out there going around about um, trading for Acuna, trading for Suarez and Naylor, all this and that and the other. I personally, I mean, if we traded for Ronald Acuna Jr., that would be phenomenal. I if we got in a package deal, got rid of Bryce Miller, Harry Ford, Colt Emerson, and maybe another player, that I'm fine with that. I mean, if they turn out to be great players, sure, that'll suck. But we need to win, and we need to win now. And Ronald Acuna, I don't know the exact number of years that we would have control over him on his contract. I want to say it's 3. Um, but having him, Julio, and Randy in the outfield, like, are you kidding me? That's the most athletic outfield in the league, bar none. And then you add Acuna's bat to the lineup, have him hit 3 hole, have Cal bat cleanup, and have Julio in the 2 spot, JP leading off. Like, that is a formidable lineup. Finally, do it. If I mean, and if not Acuna, then trade for Suarez and Naylor. Yeah, they're rentals, but ideally they'll be cheaper than a Ronald Acuna. And I'm sorry, but Eugenio Suarez trading him away for a bag of chips was one of the worst trades we've made as a franchise in the 21st century. It was terrible. We got rid of him and Teoscar Hernandez in one off season, 2 guys that brought in 100 RBIs each, and we did nothing to replace that. Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about as a Mariners fan, where I'm like, this franchise doesn't deserve my money if they're doing shit like that. Like, it's fucking unacceptable. And so if we were to bring in Suarez, you have to sign that guy to a longer contract. Not only because of his production. That dude is a clubhouse guy. He is we called him good vibes only for a reason. He fucking brought it. He his positivity, I literally believe won us games. I believe that. And we need him back in here. We need him back in Seattle. He's the kind of guy that, you know, he's not gonna let the moment get too big. He's always cool, calm, and collected. I think a couple years ago it was Eugenio who hit that walk off against the Braves when we had been beating the Braves late in the game, and I want to say we gave up like 4 runs in the ninth or 3 runs in the ninth, something like that. And then we were down, and Julio hits a home run, and then Eugenio next at bat walks it off with another home run. So ice in his veins. I don't know. You tell me. I know that was a while ago, but the dude made the All-Star team, and I mean, I could have told you that would have happened. Move Eugenio to Arizona, a much more hitters ballpark. Yeah, dude's gonna rake. So we need to make a trade, whether that be for Acuna, whether that be for Josh Naylor, whether that be for Eugenio, who he would be. I'm a little biased just with all the reasons I gave, him being a clubhouse guy, the past experience we had with Eugenio. We need him back in the building. And seeing him and Cal interact at the All Star game yesterday, or the Derby, mind you, it just brought a smile to my face because Suarez is just such a wholesome guy, and he's just so happy all the time. And I'm just like, yeah, we need that guy back in Seattle. We need him back. So, um, that's that's really all I had for this one. You know, kind of just wanted to get my baseball thoughts out into the world because haven't really Been kind of lackluster in the podcast game lately. Just had a lot of stuff going on over the summer. Um, it's not a lot of action going on in the NFL world. But the MLB, I'm falling back in love with it. So who knows? You might see me again next week, but I had to do my due diligence. I had to get on here and give a shout out to my boy Cal, my boy Big Dumper, the big dump truck, because what we saw yesterday was awesome. Really cool, wholesome, kind of just a cool American moment. I know that's kind of a douchey thing to say in 2025, but seeing him do that with his father and his brother, it was awesome. It was awesome. So yeah, anyway, shout out to Cal. Shout out to Cal's pops for peppering those bad boys in there and letting them hit dingers. But let's fingers crossed the Mariners can figure this shit out and go on a little hot winning streak there and catch the Astros. You know what? I might make a habit of this. I was thinking about maybe doing a consistent Mariners podcast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making more of these and giving Cal more of his flowers, and hopefully he can win that MVP over Aaron Judge, and we can see all those Yankee fans cry. So that'd be awesome. All right, well, if you stopped by and gave it a listen, thanks. Hope to see you guys possibly next week on another MLB podcast or another Mariner podcast whenever I can put one out. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll catch you on the next one, and hopefully Mariners will be that much closer to catching the Astros by the time we talk. All right, thanks, guys.